I decided I like these better as a prop.
A prop?
Just like
It's just, mood. Hashtag mood.
big mood. Now, that's hi. Welcome to Giants Outsiders. I'm Grant Brisbee. This is John Wilson.
I'm not Therese.
Hi, John.
I'm not Therese. I played that bit when you were gone when I covered for you. I played the whole I'm not Grant bit. So
Right.
Tonight I'm not Therese. Therese Vignal, who we love and adore. This is the first episode where she's gone for maternity leave. So I'm filling in for her tonight. And, just to honor her earlier on Twitter, I actually posted this, if we could pull up the tweet, when at Grant Brisbee and I inevitably go off the rails on SF Giants Outsiders tonight, you'll know why. Oh, Therese, we miss you already.
We miss you, Therese!
We miss you!
Are you watching? Is she watching? Let me check Facebook. You can check Facebook. You can check Facebook Live. But I'm checking if Therese is on Facebook. Therese!
Therese, so if you're joining us on TV right now, you can also catch the show on Facebook Live, facebook.com/NBCS Authentic. There you can see our stream, you can weigh in, you can comment, and we're going to read your comments out loud on the show. Tonight, we're actually trying something else, Grant. I know last time you guys tried Periscope.
Right.
We're going simultaneously on YouTube Live right now at our NBC Sports YouTube account. You can find that youtube.com/NBC Sports Bay Area, California. So you can also weigh in there if you'd like. We gotta,
Watch out for that YouTube. It can be big.
YouTube
It can be a big one of these days.
Before I get to the game that we inevitably have to talk about,
Right.
I did catch the last episode, and you had a comment there at the end of the show where you said you were going to be hosting with a puppet. And
a
I
theory.
know that was kind of just like, you were just kind of throwing out stuff there, but
Right.
it's actually true. I am just a puppet here to mimic Therese. That's all I'm here for.
No, that's fair. I mean, I fought really hard for an actual puppet, not a marionette, but like a hand puppet. They shot me down. I sent emails. They shot me down again. But, whatever. You'll do great.
They searched the office, and the closest thing they had to a puppet was me. So
Fair
they
enough.
threw me in the chair. Again, my name is John Wilson, filling in for Therese Vignal. That's Grant Brisbee. And Grant, we got a game that we have to cover.
All right.
Things were going great.
Right.
We were celebrating.
Right.
We were popping our proverbial champagne. And then the ninth inning happened. And, I think we have a tweet from a fan that kind of sums up everything.
All right.
A little perfecto. Yeah, Brandon's are awesome. At Loco SFG fan, which is also pretty apropos, tweeted at us. It all happened so fast with the Kevin from The Office GIF.
Yeah, and you don't know.
GIF.
GIF. All right, you can hear it in the Kevin voice. So when we do best and worst tonight, we have worsts. We have a plethora of worsts.
Yeah, that's a perfect way. We might as well just get into our best and worst. And I'm always kind of if you're going to ask me if I want to hear the good news or the bad news first, I'm always going to pick the bad news, so that way my lasting impression is going to be the good news. Right? So let's start off with our worst for the night. And, things kind of appropriately kicked off with an Alex Pavlovich tweet that happened prior to the game, letting us know that there was a concession stand on fire at AT&T Park. Alex, he's a big foodie. He likes to try food every time he goes to a new ballpark. So he said, pray for the chicken strips.
Pray for the chicken strips. That was an omen, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I was actually praying for the Cha-Cha Bowl.
Pray for cha-cha. Yeah. Well, pineapple's delicious when you get a little char on it.
Yeah.
At the same time, ominous tweet. There's a fire coming from the bullpen later, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And so that leads us to another worst. Obviously, the worst of the night was the Giants were cruising, having a 1-0 run. Brandon Crawford looking to be the hero of the night. Will Smith, who's been, he's having an amazing year this year. He's been lights out for the Giants. The walks just kind of killed him, and he gave up the home run to Gonzalez.
And I'll go to two specific worsts. One is the four-pitch walk to Yuli Gurriel. Just in that situation, pushing a runner into scoring position, the tying run in the scoring position, and it being on 4 pitches, relatively close still. That was a specific worst of that inning, but also the fastball that Marwin Gonzalez hit.
Yeah.
It was, that was a meatball. And I have a stat of the day, sort of, kind of. It's not.
I've been looking forward to ringing that this entire day.
That's the first home run Will Smith has allowed as a Giant.
So is that a good stat or is that a bad stat?
It's
bad for
both.
tonight. It's kind of good for when you look at the whole season as a whole.
63 games. He's pitched as a Giant. Some of that, it's not full innings, but at the same time, 63 games. This was the first home run. And it came at a really rough spot. So definite worst there.
Lisa Singley on Facebook saying Will Smith was not the Fresh Prince tonight.
No. He added to the wild.
I've also
West.
already started a GIF war on Facebook.
It's GIF and it's been settled. I'm just
Peter Morez saying, did he just say GIF? But then Eric Eichmann saying GIF is correct, though. So Carmen Q, if you're watching, we've already got somebody agreeing with me.
No,
we got one. I got one.
This relationship is off to a rocky start. But then you got to go some best, because what was obviously the best tonight, and it's a long-term best, Derek Rodriguez. The existence of Derek Rodriguez, just that he is on this team doing stuff like this, shutting down the Astros. I know they don't have Altuve, Springer, Correa, but he's still shutting down the Astros. 7 innings.
Yeah.
That's a clear best. And it's the kind of best that makes you feel not as bad as you could have.
You know, and Derek Rodriguez, he's a guy where you look at his June 9th start where his ERA was 5.25 after that game. Ever since June 9th, he's lowered his ERA in every start but one. So you're talking about a young guy who's not just having a good season for a rookie. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball since early June.
Right.
And again, he goes out tonight, ties a season high with 7 strikeouts, pitches 7 scoreless. I mean, the guy looks like he could possibly be a Rookie of the Year candidate, which is a question we might tackle later. That's called a tease.
That's called a tease. That is called a tease. I do have another best, and I'm going to come around it from a very circuitous way. The Giants have allowed 2 home runs in the 9th inning to take a save and give the other team a lead. So 2 go-ahead home runs in the 9th inning. They've allowed 2 this year. You want to know why that's a best? The last time they've done that in the season, 2014?
I think pretty sure something happened big in 2014.
In 2016. So they're guaranteed to make the postseason.
Oh, and
because they do this.
We talked about off camera a little bit that there are a little bit of comparisons between this year and 2010 when you talk about close games, young pitchers making an impact, being 5-6 games out in August.
You could do it.
So.
You could make that comparison. You could, and they didn't allow one of those home runs in 2010. So the theory falls flat there, but still.
It's fair.
But this home run, I mean, the home run that Smith allowed, that's the one that stings in a way that you will remember, right? Like, I'm going to list off some names, right? Sam Dyson giving up a home run to DJ LeMahieu. Do you remember that? Yeah, it's a rough one. You remember these home runs. Stephen Okert against Ryan Schimpf. You remember these, right?
I used to call him Shrimp.
I don't like that. You know,
no disrespect.
He was like a 160 hitter with power, and that was a brutal loss. How about Mark Melancon to Nolan Arenado on was that Father's Day?
Oh.
Where he completed the cycle. Like, you remember these home runs, and they're so painful. You know, there can't be more than like 14 of them since AT&T Park opened, and it's not good.
Especially when, you know, a guy's having such a season like Will Smith is. That's really painful to watch. Another best that I got to go to. How about B. Craw?
He was good on both sides of the diamond. He was good defensively, making the picks, and then he accounted for the lone run.
You know, he's a guy that last year was one of the Giants' main run producers. I think he started the season kind of in that role, and you know, since a little before the All-Star game, a little after the All-Star game, I think he's been still looking for his swing. And so have a big clutch home run like that's got to be a little bit of a boost to him.
First home run since June 30th, I believe.
Wow.
But that leads us into another worst, which we're chock full of tonight, in that the Giants scored 1 run. They had 4 hits. They scored 1 run. And so while the focus is on Will Smith, rightfully so, you would have liked to see, like, Ray Black in the 9th inning protecting a 4-0 lead. You would have liked more than 1 run. I know Charlie Morton's good. I know the Astros are good. But still, scoring 1 run is the worst.
Yeah, and you know, the record this year with 1-run games is not what it was
No.
in the 2010 run where they were winning every single one of them, it seemed like. This year, they're about 500 when it comes to 1-run games. So you'd like to see him score a few more runs. We got a lot more to come. The next segment, we wanted to get into fair or foul, so you can join us on Twitter and answer some of our fair or foul questions there. And we're going to leave you before we go to the break with this Serenity Now.
Oh, this is a good one.
That kind of makes us feel a little better about this game.
Right, that's a good one. Look at that guy.
Oh.
Look at that guy. He's just ensconced in baby chicks.
Would you say that cat's got all the chicks?
He's got all of them. And that, I would think that's like laying down in a huge pit filled with popcorn.
So that pun,
Just all edible things covering you.
our puns, and much more coming up after the break. More Giants Outsiders coming your way on TVN. All right. we got through one segment. We didn't ruin anything. Thanks for sticking around with us on Facebook and on YouTube, on Twitter. We really appreciate you guys.
Did I use my worst when it comes to the juju that you brought to the show?
You did not. So actually, before you mentioned the juju you're going to mention, I'm normally an extra innings curse.
Okay.
I thought for sure when it got to the bottom of the ninth, the Giants were going to tie it up. So
Right.
the fact that we didn't go to extras and start at like 12:30, I think was a positive.
Yeah, if I had to choose, me being selfish, between the Giants losing in that horrible fashion and losing in a much more acceptable fashion in the 11th inning, I'll choose this. I'll choose the Band-Aid. Just rip it off.
Yeah.
Rip it off.
Yeah, don't drag me on for 16 innings. Win or don't win.
Oh my goodness. All right, so what
All
we're gonna do fair or foul,
I got fair or foul topic number one.
and we're
pulled up.
starting with: is Derek Rodriguez going to win the National League Rookie of the Year? None of this candidate stuff. We got to get specific. Is he going to win?
So you can join us on Twitter. We have both questions posted. You can weigh in there. We will take some of the best responses. We've also got Steven Duggar.
Yeah, we got some Doug
Steven
content.
Duggar, I'm a big fan. I couldn't wait till he got called up. And, the last 3 weeks, he not only looks like a good rookie, he looks like a legitimate center fielder when you look across the landscape of MLB defensively. So we're going to ask you, is Duggar here to stay as the center fielder of the future? So you can weigh in.
We're going to
on
shower him
social
with
media.
love.
Best responses, we will read.
All right.
All right, we're coming back in about 15 seconds. Social media peeps, so stand by. We're going to go to black again, and then we'll be up. All right, welcome back into Giants Outsiders. I'm John Wilson, filling in for Therese Vignal, who's on maternity right now. Maternity leave right now. We miss you, Therese. That's Grant Brisby, who's he's used to this.
Yeah. Maybe not a loss this stinky.
Yeah.
But in general, yes. Hi.
Hey, what's going on? So we need to get to some fair or foul topics, Grant.
Okay.
Because I heard that's the thing you do every show.
That is.
And I don't want to ruin things. That would be the worst if I ruined things for Therese while I was covering for her.
Maybe like the second show, you can just start messing things
Yeah,
around.
no,
like-
the second show will just completely rewrite everything.
Yeah,
But
I'm here for it.
first show, I'm going on track. So
All right.
fair or foul, the first question that we threw out to the social media sphere was, is Derek Rodriguez a Rookie of the Year candidate? When you look at this kid, ERA south of 240.
Right.
Has lowered his ERA, as I mentioned in the A block, pretty much every start since June 9th, and has been maybe the Giants' best pitcher. Fair or foul, is he a Rookie of the Year candidate?
Well, it's fair. He's definitely a Rookie of the Year candidate. Now, is he going to win it? Blah. It was definitely, if you'd asked me a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I would have said foul. If you're asking me now, I mean, look, the competition is fierce. You've got Juan Soto. You've got Brian Anderson from the Marlins is having a great rookie campaign.
Yeah.
You've got some pitchers with Walker Buehler and Jack Flaherty. But every start, every quality start, a start like this where he's got 7 strikeouts over 7 scoreless innings, he's climbing up the ranks. And I don't think you can definitively rule him out for anything right now. He's looking good.
And every time he goes out, I just have the feeling that he's not going to get flustered in any situation. Let's say he gives up a run. I feel like he's going to come right back, pound the strike zone, get a guy out, and get out of the inning. I just don't worry when he's out there right now, and it's hard to say that about a rookie pitcher.
For sure. I mean, he's on the older side for a rookie. Maybe
Sure.
that helps, and maybe like you were saying earlier, that his dad being a Hall of Famer, that he's seen what it takes to succeed in the major leagues. So it's all like this cocktail that comes together. But you're right. When he walks a batter, and he's got it, he just turns around, he does this.
Whatever.
He's like, I'm gonna try and have him hit it on the ground, and let's get out of this together. He's just cool. Cool
I
as
think
a
Flan
cucumber.
calls him the Sugar Man.
Oh,
that his
I
nickname
like
for him?
that. I have nicknames for him, but I can't say them on air. It's like Derek Rodriguez.
Some responses on Twitter to the
Okay.
question that we posed. Panda Harvey at Titanium Panda 88 said, fair, his presence on the mound brings me peace, with a little like angel halo emoji. This is my Therese impression because she acts
That's
out
good,
everything.
that's good.
Halo.
Right?
Halo. It's hard to believe he's a rookie. Refreshing. 2 beers. Cheers.
Yep.
Right?
Okay, that is
Clink,
refreshing.
with Will Ferrell going, yes. Scott Raymond Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Scott Raymond at the Redman Scott saying fair. The East Coast bias might come up, but he definitely should. He's been one of the best things to happen to the team this season. Scott Thomas at Maynard 530 saying fair, but he doesn't get run support. He gets caned every night. The voters look at wins. I'd wish he'd win it though.
Yeah, caned is a verb that I haven't heard in a long, long time.
Aaron
But you know
Aguilar,
what?
this is good. Fair,
Yeah.
100%. He's killing it every time he steps on the mound.
That's fair. I mean, I totally believe he has a very good chance. What's standing in his way is Juan Soto is having perhaps the best season a teenager has ever had. And if you think about the teenagers who've played in the major leagues, from Ken Griffey Jr. to Robin Yount to Mel Ott, Soto is statistically having the best season of all of them. And that's a pretty darn big hurdle to overcome. He's amazing, but at the same time, that doesn't take away from Rodriguez also being incredibly amazing.
Yeah, we've got some fans on Facebook who are kind of bringing that up, saying foul, not enough wins because not enough run support. Got Eric saying Juan Soto, lock it up. Marco saying that D-Rod will get some votes, but Soto and Anderson will get the most of them. So you're definitely looking at some people on Facebook who are saying that wins and offense are gonna attract a little more of the national vote than a guy who maybe not be racking up as much.
Right, and that is entirely fair. I think with every start like this, he is in the conversation more and more.
But we do have a lot of fair. A lot of people saying fair. So our next fair foul topic,
Okay.
we're going to relate to the man Steven Duggar,
Yes.
center fielder for the Giants. And I don't know if I can say he's the. I don't know if I can just. It would be fair to him to just say he's the current center fielder.
Okay.
He's only been there 3 weeks, but he looks like the future center fielder. He
Right.
looks like the current and the future.
All right. So would you say the fair foul is that we've seen enough to declare him the center fielder of the future? Like, is he going to be there in 2023?
If you're asking me,
Yeah.
if we're flipping the script here and you're asking me, I'm saying fair.
Okay.
I think Steven Duggar has shown enough in 3 weeks defensively
Right.
that I think we can worry about his offense catching up later. And he did have his first home run just recently.
Right.
But I think he's shown enough in center field that we can say we haven't seen that from a young player in quite a while on the Giants. And we were talking about this off air that when you look at prospect center fielders that the Giants have had, it's been a long time since a guy has gotten called up and we've said he might be here for a while in center field.
Right.
We
Right.
thought maybe Gary Brown was going to be that guy when he was drafted, but it didn't end up working out. And
Right.
since then, center field's kind of been manned by journeyman players, free agents and trades, that kind of route. But there hasn't been a young, homegrown prospect that's been called up and played so well, at least defensively, that we said, I think this guy's going to be here into the next decade.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say definitely fair. I have seen enough to declare him this guy's going to be around in 2023 or whatever benchmark you want to slap on him. Because the last time the Giants had a center fielder come up and actually look like a center fielder of the future, I think it was Marvin Bernard, as far as like a homegrown guy. But before that, if you're talking like a guy who defensively had the chops, Darren Lewis.
Yeah.
In the early 90s.
Yeah.
And Duggar, right now he's hitting in the 260, 270 region. That's all he needs to hit in order to be a net positive for the Giants. Hit just a little bit, you get a few doubles, use your speed, and play the defense like you're playing it now, and you're going to be golden. You're going to be a net positive. So
I mean, that's kind of the Crawford effect. When he got called up, we said, hey, if he can bat 250 initially with that glove, he's going to be a huge advantage for the Giants. And actually, we talked about people weighing in on Twitter. Alex Pavlovich actually had a little bit of a tweet about this as well. He said, by catch probability, Duggar has 4 of the 10 toughest catches of the season for Giants outfielders, and he's been here about 3 weeks. That's incredible to say that he's had pretty much half of the best catches for the Giants outfielders this season, and he hasn't even been here a full month.
that's good content.
I mean, that speaks volumes.
That's outstanding. I mean, and what you go back to are the center fielders who come up and sort of sneak up on the baseball world, and it's way too early to make comparisons to Kevin Pillar or
No, it's
Kevin
not.
Kiermaier.
No, it's not. He's the best.
Yeah.
Duggar's the greatest.
But seriously, those are the guys that come up, and you're like, if they can hit just a little bit, and they hit just a little bit, and they're boom, they're 4 or 5 win players when you use the nerd stats. So I think Crawford's a great comparison because if Crawford were stuck in 2012 mode, he'd still be like one of the best Giant shortstops of all time.
Sure.
It's only that we're spoiled that he got better and better, becoming an all-star shortstop with the bat as well. But if he can hit just a little bit, and I would qualify this as a little bit, I think he's the center fielder of the future, the long-term future, just like we were promised.
Steven Duggar, a.k.a. Young Duggar, like Young Thugger.
Oh, okay.
Isn't any Young Thug music?
I'm trying to make Stevie Doubles catch on, but he needs to hit more doubles.
I'm going to stick with the Young Duggar.
Young Duggar?
Like Young Thug.
Well, you're a GIF sayer.
I am a
so
GIF sayer.
I don't trust
I'm
you at all.
I'm a millennial, too. On Twitter, Frisco Gal SF49, at Frisco Gal SF4949. That's a lot of 49s. She said, fair, he can say. Also, let Maranta close. She's a big fan of Maranta. Jonathan Nadale at JNAD34 saying, fair, does a lot of things well. Speed, left-handed bat, works counts, hits really well with runners in scoring position, small sample size, what the Giants need.
Yeah, and I'm seeing some people on Facebook. Matthew says, terrible call to leave Will Smith in the game. It's hard when you watch a blown save, you've invested 3 hours, you feel like those 3 hours were ripped from you. At the same time, like, Will Smith's been so good. Like, blown saves are going to happen.
Yeah.
If you're going to pick, that's part of, like, the problem is you want to pick on a guy. You want to go like, Benitez. You know, you want to.
Oh, you've got so many runs.
Benitez. You know, you want to just like have a scapegoat. When someone like,
Casilla.
oh my goodness, when someone like Smith is having just a brilliant year, you can't blame Bochy for leaving him in. I mean, he's been dominant since coming back. So
I mean, that was the same thing with Tony Watson not too long ago. He's had such a good year. If you
Right.
you blow one save, you can't throw the guy over the coals.
but yeah, yep.
All right. I did have one comment I wanted to get to real fast before
yeah.
we go to break. Aya Newman on Facebook said that it's Dougie Fresh for Young Duggar. So
I could
that's
go
a
with
pretty
that.
good one. All right.
That's more my generation.
We got to take a break. When we come back, there's a Giants legend that we want to talk about because the Giants are going to be honoring him this weekend. We're going to share our favorite moment from the legend, the home run king, Barry Bonds, on the other side of the break. So stay with us. You're watching Giants Outside. All right. Hey, what's up, Facebook? I didn't completely ruin that, did I?
I said I think you did great. I think.
He's paid to say that.
Ruben says Will Smith just had a bad day. Blame the offense, and that doesn't get enough play that the offense scored one run.
Yeah.
All you remember is the blown save. It was really bad in 2016, like when the Giants were blowing all the saves.
Yep.
And it was because like they were only scoring 2 runs a game in that second half. So this is at least a better year in that capacity.
You know, obviously you can never do this, but don't you always play that game in your head where you're like, man, if I could take the bullpen from this year and put it on the 2016 team and maybe throw in Duggar in the outfield for defensive purposes. Like, if I could mix and match a couple recent year Giants teams, man, they would win it all.
Right. That's right. Look, Director Nick, stealth.
Clutch.
Stealth.
That guy is clutch.
All right. 337 in the final block.
What was that, Nick? Say that again. Okay.
We're talking Bonds. I gotta hype up my shirt. This is my prized possession.
Should we get to the player of the game? Okay.
And we can go real quick with that player of the game.
I'll just read the answers. Okay. Facebook, YouTube crew, we're about to go back on air, so one last time you're going to see it go to black here in a few seconds. Don't dip out. We'll be right back.
Indeed. I think I'm done talking about this game.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
it's Barry
over it
Bonds
too,
content.
yeah. Bonds time. All right, welcome back to Giants Outsiders. I'm John Wilson. That's Grant Brisby. I'm filling in for Therese Vignal, who we all miss very much. We got to get to the player of the game today.
Yep.
Let's pull up the Twitter poll. We really didn't give you guys a whole lot of options. We gave you D-Rec, we gave you D-Rod, Baby Fat, the one that I came up with, and clearly people hate it the most because he's a little pudge.
You're trying to make fetch happen.
Hey, I am, and I'm a product of the early 2000s when Fat Farm and Baby Fat and all that. So hey, he's a little pudge, he's Baby Fat, and then Derek Rodriguez. So obviously D-Rod, the player of the game. I don't think there's any way you can argue.
No, Brandon Crawford had an argument for like player of the game 1B because of his defense in the home run, but Derek Rodriguez, He was phenomenal, and we are spoiled to watch him.
We are. So there's a big moment coming up this Saturday. The Giants, they're going to retire Barry Bonds' number. Tomorrow, though, it's Say Hey Tuesday. Every Tuesday, that's a home game. We send our crew out there and we do some giveaways, right?
Yep.
So this Tuesday, during pre and post at Willie Mays Plaza, we'll be out there. The first 500 fans will receive a free giveaway. This one
Oh man, not as cool as I think. Yeah,
is the sunglasses.
They got the sunglasses,
The Sunnies.
and the cheer
Sunnies,
cards.
yeah. So the first 500 fans will receive a pair of Andres Torres sunglasses, and then fans will also receive this commemorative Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonds
Right. It's
cheer
classy.
card.
I like
Yeah,
this a lot.
It's pretty nice, and all these are designed by a special artist. This one was Jesse Hernandez. So good job, Jesse.
I like this a lot. I like this a lot.
So real quick before we end the show, we're talking about the legend. We wanted to just mention our favorite Barry Bonds moment, and this allowed us to bond a little bit. So do you want to tell the story?
Well, we discovered today that we were both in attendance when Barry Bonds hit 756. So I have proof.
Oh,
That's me. That's
Nice.
me. I had really good seats. That's my friend Craig next to me. He hooked me up. But that is like I opened my Getty Images one day for my day job and zoomed in on it, and lo and behold, I was there.
that's great.
That's one of my favorite Barry Bonds moments.
So I was actually there also. That is one of my favorite all-time sports moments. And I only have a video on my YouTube page. I don't have a clear photo. So there's my hand. My buddy was taking this video. There's my hand in a glove. And then there's me, a blurry screenshot of me trying to take a video. So
You could have
we
hit
were both
me.
there.
You could have hit me with like a soda. Like if you
could've.
threw a beer, you could have hit me.
We also had a friend of the show, Anthony Garcia at Sports Anthony. He was there as well. He told this amazing story. I guess we don't have the tweet. So we have another friend of the show, at Becky Halliday. She was recently at the Giants-Mariners game, and she got her kid to get an autograph with Denard Span. How cool is that? Former Giant.
Denard Span, good Giant, forever Giant.
Yeah.
Scared of the
Excellent Giant.
Seagulls, but a good Giant.
So that's really cool. It's always great to see, a former Giant and the fans just interacting with each other. You always love seeing that. So we're about out of time here.
All right.
Grant,
Yes.
thanks for putting up with me. I hope I didn't ruin things here.
No.
Therese, we're thinking of you. We miss you. And Grant Liffman is actually going to be filling in here for a lot of shows coming up. So I'm really glad that I got to do my best to stave off the Grant's outsiders for a little bit. Nobody needs that.
Grants are coming for you.
Yeah, that's too many Grants.
Grants are popping.
One Grant's enough.
No, 2 Grants is a lot of Grants. All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks
See you
for
on
watching
Thursday.
us. We appreciate y'all. See you Thursday.